What's going on, everybody? Welcome to GmiasWorld, and what we're going to be doing today is something that I've never done in previous years' Ultimate Team. I'm going to be giving you a year in review as we go into the new year of 2018, and we look forward to Madden 19. Now, a lot of the things that we're going to be talking about right now is the cards that work for me and certain attributes and things that you should be looking for. I appreciate all the new followers on Twitter. You guys are coming in strong. You guys have a lot of questions. You guys are eager to know what I think, and I appreciate that. But at the same time, if you watch my videos, I'm pretty consistent with the things that I like and what I don't like. So I will urge you to try to look at some of the things that I'm looking for in my players. Now, you guys already know the meta for impact blocking is 91, okay? So every one of the people that I have here have at least a 91. Why? Because I want pancake blocks, okay? I want somebody on the ground, okay? So when you look at my players right here, right? These players, it doesn't matter what faces are on them. I'm just giving you a general rule. So that way you could go and build your team, because I've actually had, as late as yesterday, someone asked me to help build their team. Now, I'm not going to help you build your team like piece by piece. I don't have time for that. But I can tell you what to look for. And then you can determine what you're supposed to do and go from there. So when you look at these players, right? These two out of position dudes, they, because of the Christmas time and whatever, the out of position, they were able to get higher impact block. Prior to that, I had Kyle Long and stuff like that. He was part of, the speed most feared, whatever that situation was. When I kind of realized that these guys tend to block a lot more. Travis Frederick, there's other people with decent impact blocking and stuff like that. But you can see that he has a chem that makes it go up. That's the is that the toughness with the dumbbell? I believe that that's the toughness chem. Let's go over to the right. Yeah, that's the toughness. So when we press R3 in, we see that it increases the impact block. And if we get more players, like if we get one more, it'll increase, because we have 8 out of 12. It'll actually increase his impact block another, one more time. So he and both Dan Deardorff can probably have higher impact block than they already have. So those are two things already that you should be looking forward to have happen. All right? Because we could easily start. Let me just give you an example, right? If we don't start Mike Vick and we start LaDainian Tomlinson, because I believe doesn't LaDainian Tomlinson, I think LaDainian Tomlinson has toughness. So if we start LT, right, LaDainian Tomlinson, just for this position, right, just to start him, right, and that brings us up to a 92 overall. That also, with the toughness tier, brings us to 10, because he has a ×2. So now when we go to this, you see what happens? We automatically have, okay, he's a 95 impact block, so that means that Travis Frederick would also go up. And, it just makes it more likely that somebody's going to be on the ground. All right? So why is Dan Deardorff still just a 95? Wasn't he just a 95 before? Hold on. Let me back out of this. Sometime it does that. We got to make sure that, because I'm not about that life where EA just going to start, okay, tier, okay, +2 impact. All right, so let's back out. Let's back out of it, because sometimes when it doesn't register, you got to back out of it and come back in. Because I thought he was already at a 95. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I thought he was supposed to be at a 96. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so now he's at a 96. All right, so that right there is something that I didn't really want to start LT, but LT actually helps my cam right now. So you see why he's going to be starting, and Mike Vick will be, secondary, and then the third player will be Adrian Peterson. So now that we have the O-line taken care of and what we're looking for in the O-line, let's go to tight end. Now, Dwight Clark really serves no purpose for why he's there. Other than, I think he has better catching stats and stuff like that. But let's just be honest about it. It doesn't really matter. They all drop the ball. So if you just got the game, it's a very unfortunate thing. But if somebody breathes on you after you catch the ball, you'll drop it. That's just something that's been going on since forever. I don't know. I don't think it'll be patched. I think it's going to be whatever it is. But all in all, it does benefit you to have somebody that has a decent catch rating. If that makes any sense, even though they don't catch the ball, it still makes sense for you to have someone with a decent catch rating. And Dwight Clark, out of position, he's a very, very good tight end. Also, if you put him at wide receiver, he becomes like a 93 overall or something like that. If you're worried about like your overall and stuff like that, that's something that can help you with that. All right? So for tight end, speed and catching, run block, whatever, but you can always sub somebody in for run block. But, the ideal thing is that they can catch the ball, because when you have dudes that come out running stock defenses and you might run into a guy that is a D-line user just coming in instantly with Aaron Donald, you're like, yo, what is this? You're going to want to throw it hot. And sometimes it's beneficial to have a tight end you can put on a drag and just throw it hot. So that's why Dwight Clark is there. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I don't really care about it. Tom Brady, Listen, guys, understand something. Most of the power-up players, those are the only ones with those special abilities. Like this one, Tom Brady has conductor. So that means I can do 2 hot routes before I get to the line instead of waiting to do, like, I have to do, triangle, do whatever. If you're on Xbox, it's Y, then, do one thing. Then you got to wait to do that and do the other one. As I'm coming to the line, I can do 2 hot routes right off the bat. So that's why that conductor trait is there. That's why I have Tom Brady. Other than that, Tom Brady has been extremely terrible for me over the last couple weeks. He's been horrible. He sucks. So I don't know if I would ask you guys or recommend to you guys to upgrade him because I think that he sucks. All right? So what you're looking for in a quarterback, I'm going to tell you something. He has pretty good, throw short, throw mid, and he's been overthrowing throw short and throw mids. So I don't really know at this point, other than throw power, which his throw power is a little bit lackluster. Throw power and like the throw short and the throw mid is usually something that's very important. But if you throw the ball deep, you're going to want to get to that 90. And like I said, the threshold of 91, I believe, is everything throughout the game. If you have somebody that's 91 whatever, they're going to play a lot better than anything below it. That's just my opinion. Other people have said that it's different thresholds. I just understand based on the experiments that I've done, both live streaming and offline, that when I test these players out, the 91 and above always react way better than anything else. So keep that in mind. LaDainian Tomlinson, I just showed you why he's in. He's only in right now because I need him for the chem. When the game starts, he's going to be immediately removed from my lineup. Okay? And primarily, look, you see this? The 91, he just gets that criteria for the juke move, right? But Mike Vick is just way, way more glitchy. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to start LaDainian Tomlinson off. You can see that Mike Vick, because Mike Vick isn't starting, it kind of affects the fact that he has a 95 speed. But actually, no. He should still be a 95 speed when I click on him because the uniforms is universal. Let me click on him and see, make sure. Yeah, he has a 95 speed anyway. Okay. Yeah, because with the Zero Chill uniforms, both home and away equipped, you're going to go ahead and get a +2 speed right there. So let me scroll right down there to that. So, and I have videos right here showing you how I got the uniforms, all right? So it gives you guys +1 speed and +1 excel. So we're gonna leave LaDainian Tomlinson starting. Obviously, we'll take him out as soon as the game starts because we hate him. Unless for some reason we feel like just being idiots and letting him start. Calvin Johnson, right? Do I like him? Yeah, but I'm hesitant to say whatever because they all drop the ball the same way. It doesn't there's really no threshold as far as the catch in traffic or whatever like that. They're going to all drop the ball. So it doesn't really matter about his catch in traffic, his catching, his spec catch. They're going to all drop the ball. So you just have to pick players that you like and go with that. Doesn't matter how fast they are. The slowest corners are going to stay with them because EA Sports thinks that because they're in a zone, they can stay with them all the way up the field. It doesn't make sense, but that's what goes on. So I will urge you to pick the players that you like rather than pick them for stats because it'll make it more enjoyable for you with your Ultimate Team experience, in my opinion. Okay? Now, as we go to the defensive side of the ball, you're looking primarily for speed. At the linebacker position, speed for the blitz, because LaDainian Tomlinson, he's always just blitzing for me. I don't ever have him doing anything else other than blitzing. Your user linebacker, I would want to say that you would focus on catch, but that would be a lie because they're all going to do bad timing drop user picks. So, if you don't play on them, I would go with the try to get the highest zone coverage possible and stuff like that. But I really don't think it matters because it's been a big thing where dudes are just throwing the ball through my body as of late more excessively than they used to in the past. So I wouldn't really focus on it's up to, like I said, put the players here that you like. I'm just being so honest with you guys. Just, the overalls are pretty and stuff like that. Put the players there that you like, that you want to enjoy the game with, because other than that, they're going to all do the same ridiculousness, man. It just doesn't make sense. All right. Calvin Johnson is there as a second string free safety, but I start him at corner. Obviously, that's the MUT master, Sean Taylor. He's the GOAT. I don't think he needs any introduction. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know about Sean Taylor, where have you been? Bo Jackson, he's just there just to be there. He has the unfakeable chem, but he has a habit of getting faked out on a regular basis. So I don't know if that unfakeable chem actually works. I don't even know what they're doing. I have no idea what happens when they're in the office making these, these chemistries, because most of them don't work. Christian Okoye, he's fast with very, very decent block shed. I really like him at D tackle. So if that's something that you want, plus he gets the speed because of the uniforms. Also, Jerome Bettis. Jerome Bettis is just extremely glitchy. So what I'm trying to explain to you guys is this, right? I only have this guy here because of his speed. You see he's at 90 block shed, like one under what I would love him to be at. That's fine, because most of the D line plays the same way regardless. And if you are on them and you try to, like, you know, jump the snap and stuff like that, it's even more vicious. I'm not a D-line user, but if you're a sub of mine and you enjoy D-line using and trying to make someone kill themselves because they're so frustrated about how bad the game is, listen, bro, I support you because you're part of the GmiasWorld fam. Enjoy it. I love when I go against you guys and you come in every time and sack me uncontrollably. I kind of love it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But it's very, very frustrating that dudes can come right in off the D tackle, do whatever, or the left end and just jump the snap. It's really, really wild. But that's neither here nor there. Enjoy it. Paul Krause, he doesn't really play. I do have Julio Jones that I put in for him because they both have the 91 zone. That is the criteria. So if you're looking to just get your defense started, it's a lot of cheap 91 overall zone players that you can use that will help get your team to where it's supposed to be and have people actually playing their routes. Now, Myles Garrett is still there because of the strength factor. He's obviously above the chem with the 91 meta, and the strength does matter on D-line. So if when it's time to get up the block, sometimes they'll all get stuck depending on the run play, like inside zone or some kind of glitchy run like that. But if you really press the button, like try to get off of it with X, or you press square, whatever it is, he'll get off, and then you can just do a Superman dive and usually take the guy out that's trying to run away from you. So, all that being said, Marshawn Lattimore, this is my rookie premier card. You can see that he's at a 90 zone also. If you wanted to upgrade him to be a 92 zone, you would have to start Tyrann Mathieu, the motivator, where Sean Taylor is, and I'm not starting anybody over Sean Taylor. So that's not going to work for me. So Marshawn Lattimore doesn't really play a lot, but that card is very, very glitchy. And if you were one of the fortunate people that got him early, you know, from being transferred over from Madden 17 to Madden 18, right now you can't do it. It expires before Madden 18 even comes out. So you can't do it. But if it was something that you did, you would have this card and he would be upgrading every week for free, and you wouldn't have to spend the money on him. Deion Sanders never plays. No, actually he does. He does kick returns. Bo Jackson is my kicker. This guy has made kicks as far as 56 to 57 yards. Tom Brady is probably useless, but he makes your opponent worry about the fake and throwing a hot one. So that's the only reason that he's a punter. And then Mike Vick is glitchy on the kick returns. So that's why it works out for me being there. And then we have kick returner, you know, with that situation right there. So that's pretty much what you would be looking for. As far as like a year in review, you're looking for the meta of the 91 for the most part. Zone, impact blocking, stuff like that. That's what you're looking for. That's your goal. Okay? So these are the cards that I'm willing to deal with as a year in review. I don't love them, but I'm willing to deal. Oh, I didn't talk about Aaron Ripkowski. This guy sucks. But he motivates everybody to truck, and that makes them not want to truck. So it kind of works out for everybody. But get yourself a fullback that, you know, like, what is his run block? Let me just go ahead and take a look at it real quick. Because his run block is an 86, his strength is 73. Adrian Peterson actually blocks better than him with a lower run block. So I'm trying to think now that the strength really matters, because Adrian Peterson actually pancakes people when you put him in the iPro and stuff like that. So that's something that you would probably want to take a look at. And I got, you know, some more information coming soon about that. All right, so when you're building your team, I'm giving you the tools that you should be looking for as a year in review for what would be important traits. If you have any questions, any comments, feel free to leave it in the comment section. And I want to thank you for watching and subscribing. Until next time, one love.